So, Colin, we are here at our first property of the day. Can you just tell us a little bit about this property and also the people we're about to meet?
Yeah, so this is a property in the town of Ciudad Quesada. We are right on the golf course called La Marquesa. A fantastic location, around 30-35 minutes from the airport. 5-10 minute walk to lots of bars and restaurants. Fantastic couple who purchased October, November last year, called Wayne and Natalie. Let's go in and see them.
Let's do it.
Well, I'm delighted to be here with Wayne and Natalie Noke'S at their dream holiday home here in Quesada. And the first thing I want to ask you is, where did this dream begin?
So we're from the New Forest near Southampton. We're sort of semi-retired. We run a haulage company.
One of us is.
But we've always wanted a place in the sun, play a bit of golf, just to relax, enjoy the sun, get away from the rain.
I think we have been very fortunate that we are now in a position where we were able to start looking to buy a property. Things have gone well with the business, so we started looking. Probably we started coming on holiday with a few friends of ours to Spain and thought that we'd give it a go. So last year we thought we'd come out. We came for actually a fortnight in total. Had our youngest daughter with us, who was 20 last year when she came out. And we sort of wandered around and thought maybe we might rent for a year if we couldn't find anywhere. But then we sort of signed up to come and see Colin after we'd packed our daughter back on a flight, and started looking that day, and fortunately Colin came up trumps.
Colin's worth the trip alone, I think.
Actually, yeah.
So this is what sold it.
Oh, wow.
This is it.
Did not expect that.
No.
This is far bigger than I thought.
Yeah, it is nice, isn't it? It's impressive. So it's all self-contained: bathrooms, toilets, bedrooms, kitchen, party room, new telly that we put in a Fiat 500.
Is this the telly that you were talking about?
Yeah. So 2 massive double bedrooms, one for 4 and one for 2. Like I said, it's all refurbished when we moved in. So yeah, no, beautiful.
Tell us a little bit about the viewing experience, because there were the fantastic viewing apartments here which Welcome Estates put people in. What was that like, and did that little extra touch make you realise that Welcome Estates was a very professional outfit?
We signed up with Welcome Estates because they said they take all the hassle out of finding the property. We gave them the details of what we were looking for, where we were looking, how many people it was for, and they basically did all the legwork for us. We had a lot of telephone conversations. They sent us a lot of pictures on email, and then we decided to plump for a long weekend's viewing, and this was one of the properties that we viewed.
We wanted enough space that it would be okay if we all came as a big crowd from home, that we came and filled it all up, but we also were quite keen to have enough space where we could shut part of it off, so that it's our space, so that if other people are friends and family, because it'll only ever be friends and family, we're not going to do anything else with it, we'd be able to shut our part of the house off, and then the other part could be, you know, anybody else that was coming along, but they wouldn't actually be in our space. So that obviously restricted quite a lot of the places we could see, where we were able to actually close part of the property off.
Did you have any idea of the location you wanted to buy in? And we were here in Quesada, but was this the specific place you wanted to buy in?
Yeah, because of the access from the airports. Where we live in Southampton, we can fly out of Southampton Airport or Bournemouth, whereas here we can fly into Alicante or Murcia. It's equidistant between the two. So to have the service of 4 airports, being 10 minutes from the beach and 2 minutes from the golf course, is just perfect for us.
When you actually got to this area, did it exceed your expectations?
More than. I think one of my key things I wanted to be somewhere that had enough British people about that I wasn't going to get lost because it was just entirely Spanish, but I didn't want it to be so British that I felt that in actual fact I was in Britain. We live in a lovely part of the world at home. You know, I don't need to be in Britain when I'm in Spain. I want to be part of Spain, and the town down the road from here, Rojales, is just still very typically Spanish, and I love that, really love that.
So in essence, this could be a very quick process then, really, from choosing which property you want to actually moving in. It's a pretty short time span.
So simple, honestly. It just beggars belief how simple it was, really. You know, and you do hear these horror stories about not owning the property that you've built the land on and everything else, and we're a bit nervous, but actually once we got to meet the solicitor and the searches were done, it was just so simple. It's just incredibly
and
easy.
I would say the whole process of actually, once we decided that this was the house that we were buying and the people agreed on the offer that we'd put in, the solicitors with the assistance of the estate agent were just absolutely amazing. It's just so different to what we experience at home with conveyancing. It just because we were flying out on the Monday morning and it was a Friday, the solicitor came out from her office, put us in her car and took us off to the notary so we could get it all signed up there. And you just wouldn't get that at home.
No.
Just so
You wouldn't, would you?
And the transfer of money again was so simple. Like, we saved a lot of money. We're a bit naive, to be fair. We didn't realise just how much the proper companies can save you rather than transfer it yourself. And again, that was so simple. So simple.
On the day or the time when you actually started to view the properties, how many properties did you actually view before you decided on this great property?
No.
11, wasn't it, you know?
I think we'd sort of looked at outside on some that weren't linked with Welcome Estates. So while we were here for the 10 days with our daughter, we'd sort of seen a few in other areas, but actually proper looking, you know, going inside people's houses, I think we saw 7 on the day that we were here. And this was number 7.
Yeah, it was,
We'd been looking for the day, fairly relaxed. So, you know, Colin was driving us around. We stopped for lunch. It was a relaxed process, but we thought we'd be looking all weekend, whereas in actual fact, come that end of that day, we were done. So,
and it was narrowed down quite specifically to what we wanted in the end.
Yeah.
So Colin was like, right, let's readjust it. I'll get Deborah in the office to do a bit more work, and then we were done. It was quite simple.
How was the experience? So we came over here before to look at the viewing apartment that Welcome Estates put people in. How was that for you? And was that experience part of what made it worthwhile coming with an agent like Welcome Estates? No,
it was much more. We thought we were just going to get a very basic apartment.
Yeah.
The fact that the fridge was full up, and you know, it just was lovely.
It was lovely.
A really lovely place to stay. So that was great. And even after we agreed to buy it, etc. So effectively, you know, at home, an estate agent, that's as far as they're concerned. End of. They have continued to assist us with things because it is new to us, and obviously the guys that are up at the estate agent live here, know what they're doing, etc. etc. So you know, we're still asking them questions about other things we need help with, but it's not a case of you know, you're done, you're gone. They are definitely still looking after
even
us.
down to restaurant recommendations. You know, pick the phone up, where'd you guys recommend? And we're like, oh, brilliant. You know, it is like being part of a Spanish family, really. Everybody sort of looks out for everybody else, which I really quite like.
From the minute that we had agreed the price and it was signed on the dotted line, the estate agents then sorted out us using a solicitor who they obviously know and can recommend. And then the process with the solicitor was just, she was so helpful. She couldn't have been more helpful.
The NEI numbers and the bank accounts to pay your utilities was all sorted out through them. Honestly, you just they tell you what they're doing.
Sent us across the road to get our passport photos before we left so that she could get our
honestly, they just take all the hassle out of it. It's so simple. I would say, rather than the UK, I would say if you were very keen on a place or price, you could probably get it done in 6 weeks. It's that simple.
The only reason why ours was slightly longer was because the couple that lived here had already agreed with his sister that they could use it in September. So otherwise we'd have been in September, and we bought it at the mid-July, didn't we? And we'd have been in September. It was just they delayed it because his sister was coming to stay.
So it's actually it can be, as you said, a quick, very quick turnaround.
Very quick. And so easy. And some people think, oh my God, I'm just getting whisked along here. don't worry about it, because it is, and they inform you on everything.
Yeah.
They're very
And you don't
professional.
have to chase them on anything.
No.
I mean, at the same time, we were selling a property at home, and
Yeah.
it was a painful experience. And
Yeah.
you can never get hold of anybody and all that sort of stuff. Not the case here at all. And bearing in mind, you're talking about being in Spain as opposed to an office in London that we're dealing with where we were selling at home.
Yeah.
Just so different, so different.
I was going to ask if you had any regrets, but I think you've just answered that question.
No,
No,
not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. Honestly, no.
Yeah, we've had a few funny since we've been here, trying to move a 65-inch telly in the back of a Fiat 500. Probably wasn't the best move we ever made, but we got it here. It was good.
Yeah, mission accomplished.
Yeah.
So there'll be people out here who are prospective buyers. They're probably a lot more secure now in realising that it's not going to be as stress-free as they thought. But do you have any other top tips for buyers?
Be sure that you've got the right area. For instance, there are no buses here. For instance, so if you needed a bus, this is not the place. But just do a little bit of homework on where you want to go, and work out your airports so you can get in and out easily. But other than that, honestly, it's pretty straightforward.
But I do think that, and I genuinely mean this, I think that helped because in actual fact, Welcome Estates took on board everything that we wanted, and because they sort of also work in partnership, so it doesn't necessarily have to be one that's on their books. They liaise with all the other estate agents. They really looked after you with regards to what you were looking for, as opposed to there are so many estate agents on the high street in Posada. You could be looking and working your way around, whereas one person is making sure that you're going to see the houses that are possibly going to tick the boxes on your want list.
If you try to do it on your own, there's every other doorway is a estate agent, and it would freak you out. Honestly, it's like, come on, it's like, come in my shop. Because you just need to just get somebody that wants to own what you need, and it's simple.
Wow, that really exceeded my expectations, Colin. Great property, isn't it?
It's fantastic. They're absolutely over the moon. They were great to work with. We tried to help them as much as we possibly could, and now they've got the home of their dreams.
And they seemed absolutely happy with the buying process, and it sounds like you made a real impression on them.
Well, thank you. I mean, a lot of people come here with a little bit of intrepidation. They don't know what to expect. People are in a foreign country. We have to remember that. So you have to remember you've got to work with somebody you can absolutely trust.
Fantastic. Well, I'll tell you what, it's getting a bit hot, isn't it? Let's get out of this sun.
Let's go down.
Let's do it.